Boys and girls, I need you to listen up very closely. 80% of the fragrances I cover on this channel, I am trying with you live on camera. And yes, I do spend about a week before I do my reviews evaluating a fragrance to make sure nothing I say in my initial review is inaccurate or anything like that in terms of performance and carry and all that stuff. But this particular fragrance is no slouch. And I have been around this for quite some time, probably several months now. Guys, you want to pay attention today. Grab your popcorn, grab your favorite beverage. This is a fragrance you must have on your shelf. Strap up. All right, welcome to the Scent Bubble. I am your host for the day. Hey, let's not waste time, guys. From the house of Serge Lutens, we have the infamous Chergui. And man, guys, this fragrance is freaking incredible. How often do I start a review off by saying that, guys? Come on, listen to me. Listen to me. The only category of people that this does not apply to, in my opinion, is many women, even though I do think this is absolutely appropriate for some women, and younger men. So 25 and down, this may not be ready for you unless you genuinely feel like you have an old soul. So the crowd of people I'm speaking to today is probably going to be north of 25 and some women who appreciate the highest form of elegance and heritage with a fragrance. That does not excuse those of you who I somewhat excluded just now. I just have to say that so that when I get to glazing right now, those categories of people don't grab the fragrance and go, oh no, I don't like it. Whatever. Okay. So Chergui, infamous, notorious, classic. Guys, this fragrance is a banger, and I am not the only person that feels that way, as I will go over in a few minutes. So, to let you guys know, this fragrance was launched 25 years ago. Not quite vintage, but no new kid on the block either. 4.23 out of 5 with 12,000 votes. That is a large sample size on Fragrantica. In the last 25 years, people have been buying, trying, and rebuying this fragrance. It's classified as an Oriental spicy unisex fragrance, though ladies, proceed with caution. The same age thing applies. I think for women 25 and up, or younger women with an old soul, or fancying things off the beaten path, this could definitely be for you. But I do think it leans quite masculine. But many people would say, no, it's perfectly unisex. And to that, I will not argue, because either way, I'll smell this on a dog. It's so good. Okay. I could just start rolling off a bunch of facts about this fragrance, but let's treat it like every other one and do an initial impression. Performance will not be an issue with this fragrance. I could tell you that right now. It is not nuclear, but it is beast mode. And I mean, the moment you spray it, guys, there's nothing better than to have a fragrance you spray into the air and you smile. The type of fragrance that communicates everything you need to know. You don't have to scratch your head, though this fragrance is complex enough to sit with and discover new things. You know when you smell this fragrance, this is great juice. This is unique juice. It provides a very distinct style and character of perfumery that is evoking love, intellect, coziness, comfort, maturity. You know, a kind of historical maturity. This person's been around for a while. Luxury, complexity, richness, depth, all of that. It is so good, guys. I can't describe all of the notes, but for an Oriental spicy, this is muffled ninja-like spice. It's mostly got this kind of, it's almost, it almost has a Dior Homme texture, but the notes are a sort of super smooth tobacco, vanillic, honey, and a ton of holiday spice wrapped inside of it. It is so sensual. It is ridiculous. I don't want to. And this thing pumps. You know, when people say this pushes off skin, this pumps, this projects, this is projection if it was in the dictionary. This thing pushes off of skin. You will be involved in the wearing experience. Everybody around you will be involved in the experience. And oh my gosh, guys, this is incredible. Hopefully I remember to make the distinction between this and Ombre Sultan from Serge Lutens because those are quite similar. But let's go ahead and switch screens to give you guys some typical information. Tobacco leaf, extremely smooth tobacco. Extremely smooth tobacco. It's like if you zoomed in on this, it's like on this tobacco right here, it's like the dark parts of that tobacco, you know, if you could imagine. I know that might not be helpful for some of you, but anyway, honey. It's got a lot of honey, but it doesn't feel syrupy. It's like honey soaked tobacco leaf 5 days later. Okay, so you're not getting the sensation of like honey syrup. You're getting more of that warm, rich, earthy tobacco leaf that just is been soaked in honey before, and so you're getting the flavor profile. Tons of amber. The hay in here, I'll be honest with you, hay might be laying in a giant bushel over in the corner of the room, so you might get it in the air a little bit, but it's not really a part of the fragrance to me. The incense, it's not a super smoky fragrance, but it has an incense tonality, just that mood shifter of just intimacy and sexiness. But it's not smoky. It's more of like, you know, when you use liquid smoke on chicken or something like that. I don't. I smoke my own meats, but I'm just saying like it has like just a little splash, like a dab of incense in there. Sandalwood, I'm not quite sure. Again, the iris musk rose provide that Dior Homme texture, that kind of cosmetic, chunky, makeup-y texture of this fragrance, but the honey smooths all that out. It's crazy. Oh, this is good, guys. This is so good. Longevity is 8 hours plus I get on this fragrance. The projection feels like 4 or 5 feet with the same distance of sillage. Good amount of people say moderate to strong sillage. I think moderate is appropriate, like 3 to 5 feet. Easy carry for like the duration of the day, really. I mean, it's a lingering sillage and very long lasting. Again, I get 8 hours plus, no question. The only time it would be moderate performance is in super cold weather or when elements get involved. I think it might push more towards the 6 hour plus mark. But man, this juice is phenomenal. The price is insane on this. I think you can snatch up Chergui 100 mil pretty easily these days for about $100. Let's just check. So this is a 50 mil for 75, but I've seen, I want to see if they offer 100 mil in any of this. Where are you, Chergui? Yeah, I mean, this is a fragrance you'll never see somebody relist. Do they only offer Chergui in 50 mil? There's no way. Okay, whatever. I thought they offered it in 100 mil. Anyways, guys, let's go to some usual suspects and wrap up. Man, for me, guys, I have to do it. Headphones.
Perfect.
It's a masterpiece. It really is. It is a masterpiece. It checks all the boxes of your fragrance. It looks beautiful and elegant on the shelf. It's very minimal. but super apple experience with a French style elegant on the shelf. Um, Out of the sprayer, it's love at first sniff. It consumes you. The wearing experience allows you to be involved in the wafts as well as the people around you. It sings in the air forever. It's smooth on the nose. It's rich. It's luxurious. It's complex. It's unique to um, the amber tobacco-ish type scents out there. It's very unique. It's mature. Um, it just checks all the boxes, guys. There's really no ifs, ands, or buts. This is a masterpiece in my eyes. Now, let's talk a little bit before I talk about the other accents of the fragrance. Actually, no. Scratch that. Let me recalibrate. Fall, winter, but for me, year round. Spring, summer, nights, or if you're indoors. So for me, I'll take this to work any day of the week, year round, 4 seasons. Fall, winter leaning, probably more appropriately a summer into fall, but it really is just a climate thing. You know, anything 75 and down is dead perfect for this. The mood of it is so sensual and cozy and elegant and classy and timeless that I categorize this as, I don't even want to say upscale casual. Let me just say upscale to completely formal. It's an intimate formal, but there are occasions where you're completely formalized but still want to communicate that intimacy. You could wear this to a wedding. Okay. You could wear this to a funeral. It is just such a loving, classy scent. The smoke and the accents around it create this kind of mystery madness about it, yet it's intoxicatingly alluring. Sprays on this, for me, guys, even though you don't need more than like 3 or 4 sprays on a fragrance like this, I go crazy. I go 8. And that's a lot. That's going to be a lot for some of you guys. 8 is like a bottom standard if you're in cold weather, like super cold weather. 8 is the minimum for me. I might even go up to 10, 12 if I was in New York or something like that. But in general, you're going to be super good on about 4 or 5 sprays of this. I love it in the air. So I demand people smell it on me. You know, shout outs to, what's his name? TC Sense. He says, they're going to smell me. Yeah, that's the way I am with this fragrance right here. Alternatives would be blasphemy. There is no alternative to this. I don't even care if there is one. With the price point that this sits at, there's no excuses for you guys not to have this fragrance. Okay, here's what I want to say about this fragrance in comparison to Ombre Sultan from the same house, Serge Lutens. They have a similar vibe, okay? Ombre Sultan, the main difference between Ombre Sultan and this is in its texture and its nuance. So with Ombre Sultan, it's a chocolate, deep, dark, rich patchouli, and I get a resinous backbone to it. No tobacco, anything like that. As far as it being a rich, dense amber fragrance, that's where they are unified. But the nuance is that Ombre Sultan, a lot more resinous, a lot more deep, dark, rich, earthy, but both intoxicatingly intimate. Chergui is more Dior Homme in its texture. It's got this, chunky makeup soaked in honey type of scent. It is a tobacco scent, but just talking in terms of the textural weight, it's more honeyed, or it's more syrupy than rich, earthy, airy, you know what I'm saying, type of scent. So it's more seductive. It's denser. It's got a wet dampness to it. It is more loving, more intimate than Sultan. Sultan feels more of the man's wearing it for him, and it just has some intimate touches, whereas Chergui, it feels like you are trying to attract every person in the room to you, So it's a lot more sensual to me than Ombre Sultan. Ombre Sultan feels like it was just made for the man, and he just happens to be sexy. Chergui was made to transform and ramp up the sexy. But they're both great. To me, with the style of perfumery that we're dealing with, which is just high upper end niche to me, I don't think they're redundant, but I can totally see why other people might hesitate to want to own both because they both are made for the same occasions. But they are different personalities and have plenty of nuanced difference in them that having both of them would not be redundant whatsoever. But if you're somebody who's kind of penny pinching your way through your niche buying and all that stuff, I think Chergui is more of a masterpiece than Hombre Sultan. Comparatively, sometimes I feel like Hombre Sultan is a 9 compared to Chergui, but I think Hombre Sultan is a masterpiece as well. I just think Chergui resonates with more people globally than Sultan because it's more of the unapologetically masculine. It's got more growl. It's not as smooth, things like that. But they're both masterpieces to me. Chergui just stands out. So if you had to pick one, I would start with Chergui. It's just like a whoa fragrance. And I even think with Sultan, you have to start with 30 and up as well. Whereas Chergui can go down a little bit more because it's got the honey, it's dripped out. And it has a texture people are familiar with. If you have the Givenchy Gentleman Reserve Privé, the Dior Homes, Valentino Uomo, stuff like that, it's got a weight similar to that. Or even the Wajan family, the Absolute Aphrodisiac, the Psychedelic Loves, the Bulgari Man in Blacks, the Prada Blacks, the Carlyles. Again, we're not talking notes. We're talking like the mood of those fragrances. Tres Oros, the mood. Man, this is so good, guys. You just got to get it. I don't want to uptalk this anymore because we're at 17 minutes, but please get your nose on it. If you're below the age of 25, even though I think it's too mature for you, please get a sample of this because I think a lot of young people will fight and make the excuse to just buy it because it's that magical. If you're over 25, you have to have this in some quantity. I don't care if you have a 10 ml, 5 ml. It's a special occasion type of fragrance. When you pop out, it's a highly signature scent. I mean, and it fits so many semi-formal, formal, and upscale occasions. It's ridiculous. Just timeless. This is one of the fragrances on my shelf that when I spray it on, it's just like, yes, this is everything I want in perfumery. I might have left some things out for you guys, honestly, in this review because I'm fantasizing here, but it's an incredible fragrance. You just need to get into it, and I don't care as much about the facts and all the dry information about it. I tried to give you guys as much as I could remember, but I wanted to just get poetic about this fragrance for a second because this is why we do what we do. This is why we get into perfumery, is the type of experience that this fragrance has given me. And I'd love for you guys to be able to experience this. Again, it's not going to be for everybody, but it will be for most of you. So with that being said, this was Serge Lutens' Chergui, absolute masterclass of a fragrance. Like, comment, subscribe. More importantly, turn on that notification bell. Talk to me. I do talk back. I'm going to throw some videos up for your watching pleasure based off what you've been searching for, and I hope you got some value out of this review. Ask me anything in the comments below. I've got a lot of wear and tear on this fragrance, and I will be getting a bottle. The only reason I have not gotten a bottle is because the performance is so incredible that even though I've worn this many days, I still have tons of juice left. But as soon as that thing dries up, I will be putting my order in for my bottle. And with that being said, I hope you guys stay blessed. And until next time, peace.